Imagine being so audacious that you commit crimes that seem straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. The audacity, the thrill, the sheer nerve, it's almost unimaginable. Yet there are a few who dared to cross that line, their names now infamous in FBI's annals of most wanted fugitives. We begin our journey with Colton Harris Moore, better known as the Barefoot Bandit. This young daredevil, not even 20 when he began his crime spree, parlayed his audacity into high-tech heists, stealing planes and boats, all while eluding capture multiple times. His audacious escapades, worthy of a blockbuster film, earned him notoriety and a growing online following until his capture in the Bahamas in 2010. Next, we have Hush Puppy, a name that rings a bell in the world of cybercrime. Living a life of luxury on social media, his ostentatious lifestyle was a facade for a darker reality. Beneath the glitz and glamour lay a complex web of fraud and deceit, making him a person of interest for law enforcement agencies around the globe. Lastly, we have Li Fangwei, a rogue trader who played a dangerous game of cat and mouse with international law enforcement. Operating in the shadows, Li was a mastermind behind illicit trading activities, his actions posing a significant threat to global security. These individuals, each audacious in their own right, turned their lives into a high-stakes game with the law. Their audacity, coupled with their cunning, made them fugitives of the highest order. Each of their stories is a testament to the lengths some will go to evade capture, to live on the run, to defy the odds. So brace yourselves as we delve into the audacious lives of these fugitives and their high-stakes games with the law. Our first fugitive, Colton Harris Moore, rose to infamy before he even turned 20. This young man, known as the Barefoot Bandit, proved to be a formidable adversary for law enforcement. Born into a tumultuous environment, Moore quickly gained notoriety for his audacious crimes. His criminal repertoire was impressive and diverse, involving everything from car thefts to plane escapades. His audacity knew no bounds. But what set Moore apart was not just the range of his crimes, but his uncanny ability to evade capture, time and again. Moore's car thefts were not your everyday run-of-the-mill crimes. He didn't just steal cars, he turned them into tools of evasion, outmaneuvering law enforcement at every turn. His audacity and skill behind the wheel were a testament to his determination to remain a free man. But Moore didn't stop at cars. In a daring display of audacity and skill, he escalated his criminal activities to include plane heists. Yes, you heard right, plane heists. Moore stole not one, but several planes, showcasing his audacity and skill in a whole new light. His escapades in the sky were as audacious as they were dangerous, making him a unique figure on the FBI's most wanted list. Despite his audacious exploits, Moore's luck eventually ran out. His high-flying escapades came to a screeching halt in the Bahamas in 2010. His capture marked the end of his daring escapades, leading to his extradition back to the United States. But even in custody, Moore's audacious spirit was not easily quelled. His story serves as a stark reminder of the audacity of some criminals and the relentless efforts of law enforcement to bring them to justice. Despite his audacious exploits, Moore's high-flying escapades eventually came to a halt. This marked the end of the Barefoot Bandit's reign of audacity, but his audacious spirit lives on in the annals of criminal history. Next on our list is the infamous Hush Puppy, a name that has become synonymous with cybercrime. Born Ramon Olorunwa Abbas, but better known by his flamboyant alias, this Nigerian national rose to fame not for his contributions to society, but for his audacious cybercrimes. Hush Puppy was the mastermind behind a vast network of online scams, targeting unsuspecting victims across the globe. From business email compromise frauds to credit card scams, Hush Puppy's methods were as varied as they were ruthless. His schemes were elaborate, designed to ensnare his victims and extract vast sums of money, which he would then launder through a complex web of bank accounts. But Hush Puppy wasn't content with just accumulating wealth, he flaunted it. His social media profiles were littered with images of his extravagant lifestyle. Luxury cars, designer clothes, and private jets were just some of the ways he showcased his ill-gotten gains. This display of opulence, however, was not just an expression of vanity. It was a taunt, a challenge to the world, as if daring law enforcement to catch him. But as the saying goes, pride comes before a fall. And so it was with Hush Puppy. His ostentatious lifestyle was his downfall. It drew the attention of law enforcement agencies worldwide, and they started to connect the dots. His digital footprint, his lavish spending, and his unabashed bragging all provided clues that would eventually lead to his arrest. In a coordinated operation involving agencies from multiple countries, Hushpuppi was arrested in Dubai in June 2020. He was later extradited to the United States, where he faced charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, and identity theft. Hushpuppi's story serves as a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of the digital world. It's a world where anonymity can be a cloak for criminal activities, where vast fortunes can be made at the expense of others, and where the line between the virtual and the real can blur. Hushpuppi's luxurious lifestyle, funded by his cyber crimes, was short-lived as law enforcement finally caught up with him. Our final fugitive, Li Fangwei, is a rogue trader who played a dangerous game with international security. This is not a tale of a man who stole cars or hacked bank accounts. This is the story of a man who dealt in the shadows, trading in goods that have the power to destabilize nations. Li Fangwei was a mastermind in illicit trading, a man who saw opportunity where others saw barriers. He cared little for international sanctions, evading them with an audacity that matched his cunning. Dealing with goods that were banned by international law, Fangwei made a name for himself in the underworld of illegal trading. His operations were vast and intricate, spanning across continents, skirting around laws, and slipping through the tightest security nets. He operated in the shadows, out of sight but not out of mind. His dealings, while profitable, had far-reaching consequences. His goods were not simple commodities. They were weapons, technology, and materials that could tip the scales of power. Fangwei's actions were not small-time thievery or petty fraud. They were a direct challenge to the global order, a threat to international peace and security. His rogue trading activities had the potential to arm the wrong people, to enable conflicts, and to destabilize regions. His audacity, however, was not without its limits. Despite his ability to operate under the radar, Fangwei's activities attracted the attention of international authorities. His name soon found its way onto the lists of the most wanted fugitives, his face known to law enforcement agencies worldwide. A game of cat and mouse ensued, the world watching and waiting for the rogue trader to make his next move. And so, the story of Li Fangwei, the rogue trader, serves as a stark reminder of the lengths some will go to for profit, even if it means playing a dangerous game with international security. Despite his cunning, Li Fangwei's activities were not left unnoticed by international authorities. His tale is a testament to the fact that no one, no matter how cunning or audacious, can evade the long arm of the law forever. While these fugitives led audacious lives, their crimes eventually caught up with them. As we've seen, these individuals lived lives that were anything but ordinary. They pushed the boundaries, not only of legality, but also of what most of us would consider possible. Yet, despite their audacity and cunning, they could not outrun the long arm of the law. The Barefoot Bandit, Colton Harris Moore, stole cars, boats, and planes, leaving his bare footprints as a signature at crime scenes. He became a modern-day folk hero, his daring exploits capturing the imagination of thousands. But his high-flying escapades came to a screeching halt in the Bahamas. After a high-speed boat chase, Moore was captured, extradited to the United States, and faced the legal consequences of his actions. The cyber fraudster, known as Hushpuppi, lived a life of luxury, flaunting his ill-gotten wealth on social media. His ostentatious displays were a smokescreen for his true occupation, a mastermind of a global cyber fraud network. But his digital empire crumbled when investigators traced his online footprint, leading to his arrest and subsequent prosecution. And then there was the rogue trader, Li Fangwei. His reckless disregard for international law saw him dealing in prohibited weapons and military-grade technology. His actions destabilized regions and put countless lives at risk. However, his illicit dealings were eventually uncovered, leading to his capture and the dismantling of his dangerous network. These individuals may have lived on the edge, testing the limits of what they could get away with. But their audacious crimes came with severe consequences. They lost their freedom, their reputations, and in many cases, their fortunes. Their stories serve as a stark reminder that no matter how clever or daring one might be, crime does not pay in the end. They may have lived on the edge, but in the end, justice had the final say.